got two mini splits to wire up today. It is a Tuesday and we are in Somerset, Massachusetts, and we're getting started on a new commercial project, and I'm going to show you guys how we wire up these mini splits. So the mini split on the left here is going to be a 40 amp unit, and the mini split on the right is obviously bigger. It's going to be a 50 amp unit. When I'm installing my convenience outlets here, I like to make sure that I put them nice and close to the units, especially on a commercial project like this. The reason for that is it makes the HVAC guy's life nice and easy. All they got to do is bring a small extension cord. It's super convenient. I got my disconnect mounted, and I put a regular plug there because it's loaded out of a GFCI, and I'm going to show you that GFCI. And I also like to label where the GFCI is. It's right next to the egress door. I took the factory screw out of there, and what I like to do is I'll tap my own screw in there, and I'll mount the clip for my Carflex. I'll show you that very shortly. When you're going to be installing these mini splits, I love to use these commercial electric offset terminals here. That way you can just mount those terminals to the pressure plates, and then your wires fit right inside those lugs. It's super convenient. This is how I like to do my flex here. I got 3 quick clips here. These are standoff clips. I labeled the unit 208 volt 40 amp mini split 1. I also labeled that on the unit itself, and that's what I was talking about before, where I took that screw out and tapped my own screw in, and then I use a 90-degree Carflex connector right there, and that unit turned out nice and neat there. I love it. I also will mark the circuit number on there. We just don't know what circuit number that's going to be quite yet. You know, we still got to install the panel and do all that stuff. I'll take you through that. Over here, I got the other disconnect mounted. This is going to be for mini split 2. I used 3/4 inch standoff clips here. These are metal ones. That's all I had in the truck. I also put a screw right inside the cover right there just to hold that Carflex nice and neatly there. I also labeled that one 208 volt 50 amp mini split 2, and we use 1-inch PVC for this. I also like to label my PVC LB 208 volt 50 amp. Keeps things nice and neat and identifiable in case anyone walks through and wants to know what that pipe is for. I love labeling everything very specifically. On this other plug here, this is that GFCI I was talking about. I labeled it feeds convenience plug for mini splits. Again, we don't know the circuit number of this quite yet. That bay right there is where I'm going to be mounting my panel and where I'm going to be cutting in my other circuits. I also silicone the back side of where those holes were. I like to do that just in case the insulators forget to do that, and normally they do. I like to keep everything nice and watertight there. So that's what the 2 units look like, and everything is nice and labeled there. So if you're in Massachusetts or Rhode Island, give us a call. We're taking new clients, and I personally answer every phone call.